Hello, and welcome to another episode of Coast Life, your guide to all things coastside. I'm your host, Dahlia Drake Kumar.
And I'm your co-host, Antonio Rojas. And today we will be taking a different look at different events, places right here on the coast. We'll be looking at the Fancy Pants Costume Store, the San Mateo County Fair, Pacifica's Earth Day Gathering, the Breakers Restaurant, and the first ever Pacifica Pride event.
Ooh, I'm super excited for Pacifica Pride. I heard that parade was really fun.
I know, personally, I am really excited for it as well. There's a lot of good stuff to look out for in this Coast Life segment. I know we have a lot of exciting stuff for you guys, so stay tuned.
Yeah, we're covering some past exciting events that have happened and some new places that you and your loved ones might want to check out, so stay tuned.
And now, a closer look at Fancy Pants Costume with Chris Childers.
Hi everyone, how's it going? This is Grant from Pacific Coast TV. We are down here today at Fancy Pants Costume Store with none other than Christopher Childers. Christopher, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Absolutely happy to be here. Done quite a few different tours. I did Paula Abdul's, her tour. I toured with Whitney Houston and did a bunch of videos. Of course, Michael Jackson, which was really amazing and epic. I did his first Dangerous, the live performance that we did on the American Music Awards, and toured around the world with Madonna. Those are some of the live stage shows I've done. I worked for Cirque du Soleil a little bit later. And then became a choreographer and director and kind of more behind the scenes. That's how I did the movie Spider-Man, was actually through Cirque du Soleil. They had never figured out how to make Spider-Man move and all the kind of things because it was the first film. And so I got to work with him for a year and a half of flying to LA and doing choreography and figuring out, getting in the suit and the harness and figuring out the choreography and stuff. That was just amazing. And I got it through a conversation. I got that job. I didn't have to audition. I got it at a table conversation, which was really extra cool. And I'm a Spider-Man nut. We had so many costumes from shows that I produced over the years, and they were sitting in storage and in my own garage. And then it was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've always loved costume shops, and I'm a science fiction nut and I'm superhero nut as well. So I've always loved the idea of having a costume shop. So when I finally decided to go ahead, I was in my brain, and my sister and I were working together on all these shows, and she moved to Florida, and she said, I'm not going to really use the costumes anymore. If you want to do something with them, go ahead. So I sat on it for about a year, and then I rented this space, and then I got them all in here. We built racks all around the room. And I have racks in the middle. And I finally decided to just bite the bullet. And we opened this last June of 2021. We did a big show in the parking lot and a live fashion show, and it was a blast. It was it was fun.
That is so cool. How many costumes would you say that you have? Do you know roughly about maybe?
Gosh, that's a good question. Definitely in the 5,000 to 6,000 easily range, maybe close to 10, because I have my dressing room, which was supposed to be for changing, is packed full of props and shoes and stuff like that. So I have a ton of stuff, and pretty much any theme you can think of, and some stuff people would never think of, I have here for sure. We live in such a beautiful place. Everybody is here by choice. We love it here so much, and we want to be able to stay here and thrive. And I think the most important thing is to support local business, help each other out, do plugs for each other. I knew when I opened this I'd have support. I didn't know how much support I'd actually have from so many people. So we gotta help each other out. Support small business. I'm so bummed that you guys might lose this space. We got to make sure that PCT stays alive.
That is amazing. Chris is just such an incredibly inspirational person. And it's crazy because he's been in the entertainment industry for a really long time. He's not just a costume designer. He said, he performed with Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince. He helped make Spider-Man. He was a dance choreographer, actor. He was part of Cirque du Soleil. It's such amazing talent that we have right here at home. His costume store was right down the street from me. So if you're ever looking for a distinguished designer right here in Half Moon Bay, make sure to head down to Fancy Pants Costumes right there. So Antonio, to get one of these costumes, to dress to impress, where do you think you're going?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of places I would dress to impress. Before we get there, I want to communicate to our viewers that go to this place. If you're going to go shoot a film, you're going to have a little festival, a little gathering with friends, or you just want to hold an event, they have plenty of great costumes. Like he said, there's thousands of costumes placed within this little shop they have, and it's really unique and really cool. And even if you're not going to rent anything out, I think it's still a cool place to just walk through and get to know Chris. He's a great guy. But back to your question, costume or not, if I want to look good in front of my neighbors, I'm headed to the San Mateo County Fair. Let's take a look.
Foundation is livestock and agriculture, but we want to be representatives of our community. So we want to ensure that we have parts of our community being represented here. I'm very big on representation, and I feel like members of our community are so diverse here that we provide opportunities for them. They're able to kind of see a resemblance of themselves, to offer confidence, strength, and be able to go out in the world and be stewards to everyone amongst them. We also host LGBTQIA Pride Day, Family Pride Day. We have a Black History Museum here. And so we have a lot of different activity that will resonate to our public throughout the county.
Get set, go!
And so today is Pacific Islands Day in particular. So we're celebrating the large diaspora of Pacific Islanders on the mainland United States. And so that's here in San Mateo County. Hence we have Pacific Islands Day. But that's not all. We're celebrating our farm workers. We have a very small farm worker community, but they're fervent, they're strong, they're diligent, they're all in the coast, Half Moon Bay, Pescadero, Pacifica, and we're celebrating them tomorrow actually for our first ever Farm Worker Hero Appreciation Day. We work very closely with the Cesar Chavez Foundation, the Cesar Chavez Center, to provide photos so we can show the history of the labor movement, as well as show photos of current farm workers, local, as well as throughout the state of California. Because during the pandemic, it was these farm workers who were able to provide produce in our homes. In the most extreme heat, the most extreme cold, it's our farm workers who are providing this food no matter what.
This mural is dedicated to Larry Leong, who is instrumental in joining Cesar Chavez and forming the United Farm Workers. And he led the Filipino farm workers out of Stockton, California in 1965 in Delano, and joined forces with Cesar and Dolores and formed the United Farm Workers Union. And so a lot of the Filipino farm workers, including Larry, don't get the credit they deserve. So this mural is to shine a light on that and give them some due, because they deserve it.
Wow, I want to go ahead and just say I want to thank the PCT crew for going out there and getting some great footage and some great interviews. As a Latino myself, I really appreciate those detailed images and just ways of communication to our younger generations about what's happened in the past. But the festival, the county fair itself, it's a whole lot of fun. You saw a lot of fun, a lot of rides. The food looked fantastic. I mean, it's making me hungry right now. The county fair takes place every year in early June, and it always has rides, food, live music, animals, and a whole lot more. The fair has also done a great job representing and showcasing different cultures. They now host special events like Family Pride Day, Pacifica Islanders Day, Dia de la Feria, and they even have a Black History Museum. And as he had said recently or previously, it's open daily, and that's great. This inclusive fair is one you won't want to miss with your families in the coming years. What do you think, Dahlia?
That just looks like so much fun. Like, I'm so sad I missed it. Like, I would go when I was younger and I would only go on like the rides and stuff. But like now that I'm older, I can really appreciate the culture and everything different communities have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun in coming years. I highly suggest all those families out there watching to go in the upcoming years. And Dahlia, now I think it's time that we take a look at the Earth Day event that took place this year.
During Earth Day this past April, the Pacific Beach Coalition was able to hold an event that allowed for families and community members to join together on the beach and pick up trash. This is able to help the environment and animals that live in the water, making for a responsible future. Here are members of the Pacific Beach Coalition speaking about their cause and the importance of this event.
A Pacific Beach Coalition started in 1997. So this is our 25th year. Jim and Anna were founders of it. And I came on in about 1990, probably 2000. And we've been doing Earth Day in a bigger way since 2005, when we expanded from doing our beaches to trying to do our streets and the parking lots around us.
We're now the Pacific Beach Coalition, but that's a great question. It started out as the Pacifica Beach Coalition with just a few members, and we expanded to the whole San Mateo coast. I would say that, I said this in an earlier speech, the Beach Coalition is important. It's not just an organization, it's really a movement. And the idea is to educate people to, like I said, buy less, litter less, think about what you're buying, think about what you're trying to recycle, think about what you're purchasing. Does it create trash? What about that cigarette butt? Should you just walk by it? Should you flick it on the sand? No. I think it's important, really the primary importance of the Beach Coalition is to educate people to stop littering in the first place, to stop creating litter in the first place.
Well, Pacific Beach Coalition means to me hope and action and education and I guess an opportunity to connect with other people and to create a better planet.
For me personally, it's for the wildlife first, because humans create all the trash. The wildlife doesn't do all that. So the fish and the seals, the turtles, et cetera, it's super important to keep the beaches clean for them. Secondly, for the environment as a whole, for humans, for our earth, for the whole bit, but really to me, primary is the earth. Without the humans here, once we introduce our trash, we really need to stop making all the trash because it was good without us.
I think the important thing just to keep in mind is every time you make any extra effort, the smallest thing can make a big difference. And if every human being on this planet, there's 8 billion, however many billions of us there are, if every single one of us did the smallest thing, it makes a huge difference.
You know what, really, I think my primary message is think about what you purchase. Think about what you purchase. That's the first thing. You purchase a candy bar, that's trash. You get a recycled, you get a bottle of supposedly recycled for water. It may or may not get recycled. That's going to add to trash. So really for the earth, if we just purchase less, if we just buy less, if we think about what we buy instead of just going and buying what's most convenient, I think that we're going to really reduce a lot of the harm of the earth for sure.
Oh, I love to see an event like this take place here in Pacifica. And you actually look into the history of the Pacific Beach Coalition. It's pretty cool how they started. Like, their founders, the current president and chair, Jim Pythian and Anna Garcia, were just walking around Lindamar Beach, and they heard someone say it was a tomb. And Coastal Cleanup Day was coming up, so they decided to participate and even take it one step further by coming by the third Saturday of every month to help clean up the beach. And people just saw how passionate they were, and they decided to join them. And then it evolved into what we know as the Pacific Beach Coalition. Like 23 years later, they're still doing monthly cleanups. And I believe in 2019, they engaged about like 14,000 volunteers, obviously like pre-COVID. And sadly, in 2020, they had to cancel Earth Day, the Eco Fest, and their cleanups. But we're still rolling back in 2022 with all these just cleanups, these just to see our beach be preserved and advocated for is beautiful.
Definitely, Dahlia. I think all those facts you had stated, I think, are so vital. I think during 2020 and the whole COVID series, I think it's been unfortunate we haven't been able to give back to our earth or give back to certain local businesses, communities. And I think being out here as a group, as a community, getting out there and working together to clean our beaches and clean our earth is so vital, and it's so amazing to see. I really do appreciate all of our locals, everyone that's getting out there and doing their job and helping earth stay clean. But with that being said, speaking of beaches, what's better than grabbing a bite by the beach at your local restaurant, Breakers?
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Marty and I am here at Breakers restaurant. Good for lunch, good for breakfast, brunch. You know, I'm here on a Friday afternoon as I'm taping right now, but you know, Breakers, it really does amazing food. They're right here in Pacifica, right at, there it is, yep, Rockaway Beach. Okay, so if you're ever wanting to take a cruise down the highway, you know what? We would love to see you come over here and hang out at Breakers because the food is amazing. Check it out. Okay, so like I was saying, you know, everything comes to you like this, you know, and the idea is, you know, there's less plates and stuff like that, you know, less touches. In any event, I got the veggie omelet with bacon, and it is absolutely fabulous, as you can see. This I find cute. You can get your hot sauce. You got Cholula. You got Tapatio, you got Tabasco, and I got another one here. It's probably ketchup, I guess. No. Oh my God, Frank's Red Hot. Look at that. Look at that, guys. You got everything right there. What do you want? You want your hot sauce? Here, let me just, for good measure, let's put the Tabasco in there. Look at that, huh? What more can anyone ask? I'm a hot sauce guy. So now instead, the way I do it, instead of the carbs, what I do is I do a little side salad, and they do a really interesting little salad here. See how it's all chopped up, and they put this kind of, I don't know if it's a vinaigrette dressing, but it's a gorgeous looking salad, and of course it tastes beautiful. So check it out, y'all. Breakers, ask for it by name.
Well, I think it's fair to say that Marty likes hot sauces. Just a guess, but that's what I think. Clearly likes his spices. But Marty, thank you so much. That was a great little behind the scenes of what Breakers is about. The food looks delicious. Breakfast, lunch, brunch, all on the water. Count me in. This is definitely one of the most delicious spots to eat with your family or maybe a significant other in Pacifica. This modern and beach feel restaurant has an amazing ambiance, and it just opened up March 8th of 2014 and already has gathered a significant following. Great spot. What do you think, Dahlia? You going to Breakers?
Oh my God, that omelet. I'm so hungry right now after looking at that. And like the food looks really good, but the best part is that like it's right by the beach. Like after your meal, if you want to walk alongside the beach with some family or some friends, you're looking for like a really fun time.
Definitely. I think it looks really good. If I were to go there, I would definitely get an omelet as well. A lot of good options there. Brunch, have some seafood as well. I think that's a good variety of stuff. So definitely check out Breakers. But there's something that we've been anticipating and been waiting for this entire time. Dahlia, you want to go ahead and hit us up with that?
Pacifica Pride 2022.
Yes, let's go. I'm really excited. Let's see.
This is the first ever Pacifica Pride. About time, but we're making it happen. My name's Katie Brookshire. I own Table Wine Merchant just in Sharp Park with my wife, and this is one of our 2 kids. After owning a business in town for 8 years and wondering why Pacifica never had a Pride, I kind of just realized nobody had done it. And so I started talking to folks and pushing and asking. And after the last 2 years, I thought this year would be a good time to get everybody together. So I got a hold of the city, and they agreed to help me get things moving. And then myself and some friends and some neighbors and other businesses have really pushed this to become, the first ever Pride Festival.
It's super heartwarming seeing the flag get put up at the community center and seeing so many people gather for queer visibility. And I don't know, I'm just touched because I've not seen this presence in Pacifica come together like this ever before. Mostly all I feel is support here in Pacifica.
So what does Pride here in Pacifica mean to you?
It means the beginning of supporting and acknowledging all of our LGBTQ family and friends.
Is there a message you would like to send out to the world?
Love is love, love is love, love is love.
We have to be allies, and we have to love each other, and we have to celebrate love.
We're just like everybody else. We can be fun, exciting, or boring like any one of you.
It's important that everyone in our community feels represented, included, loved, safe. We need to make sure that this is a community of everybody. And traditionally, that hasn't always been the case. And here in Pacifica, we want to make sure that it's definitely the case.
We have to come together and celebrate love, because life is too short.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my God, that just looked like so much fun. Like, as Kitty said, that was the first ever Pride event. I'm pretty sure in 2020, Table Wine and some other businesses were trying to make it happen because of COVID and the pandemic. It just wasn't possible. And like, not just in Pacifica, like almost the entire world Pride was shut down or was happening virtually. And I think our mayor said, Mary Beer herself, that last year they're only able to put up a Pride flag at the community center, and that was basically it. And I'm still glad that we got to do that, but I'm even more glad that we got to have an actual event this year that's accessible to everyone.
100%. I think it's so amazing that this is the first ever Pride event in Pacifica. The Pacifica locals continue to impress me, but with their acknowledgement and appreciation of different communities, this year has been really heartwarming. And I want to thank all of you Pacifica locals, everyone in Half Moon Bay, wherever it may be. You guys have done a great job coming together and celebrating everyone.
Like, we've been able to have so many events this year that we weren't able to have in 2021 or 2020. And I'm just so glad that we're like coming back and we're kicking it more than ever.
Definitely. I think, Dahlia, all of these events have been so fun to watch from these videos, seeing people get back together, doing what they're going to do, celebrating different ways of life, different cultures. I love to see it. What was your favorite segment, Dahlia, out of all these?
Probably Chris Childers. Well, I'm just in love. I'm obsessed with the fact of like having 5,000 costumes. Like, that sounds insane. I would love that. Like, right now I can sew, but like I don't think I would be able to do something like that.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you're great at sewing, but it's still a great trait. I think, Chris Childers, he's done a fantastic job. Pride event, county fair, breakers, everything we mentioned. It has been a blast with you, Dahlia. Thank you to PCT again for having us host this amazing show. Tune in the future with Coast Life. Have a fantastic day, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.